Okay, so Assalamualaikum everyone. This is me, Mehtab Amanwala, and I'm a student at Rehan School Online Academy. So, welcome to my show, Inspiring Minds, where I will try to inspire you. And as you know, that on daily basis we will do interviews. And when we will do interviews, so we have a very special guest in our studio. And today I have a very special guest in my studio, and she is called Annie. And today we are going to take an interview from Call Annie on the new topic. And the topic of our interview is that sustainable business practices. So let's start this interview with meet and greet session with Colani, and after that, we will continue our interview. So, yeah, let's start this interview. So, hello, Annie, how are you today? And kindly introduce yourself, please.
Laughs, wow, I love the energy. Hello, Madeb. It's great to be here, and thank you so much for having me on your show, Inspiring Minds. I'm doing fantastic today, thank you for asking. A little bit about myself. I'm Annie, I'm 30 years old, and I'm from New Jersey, but I've had the opportunity to live and study in Florence, Italy, where I pursued my passion for art and engineering. I'm a yoga enthusiast, and I love exploring the outdoors. When I'm not working, you can find me listening to dance music or playing video games. Smiling, I'm really excited to be here today to chat with you about sustainable business practices. That's a topic that's really close to my heart, and I'm looking forward to sharing my thoughts and ideas with your audience.
Okay, that's great. So, let's start this interview with understanding sustainability in business. So, my first question is that what does sustainability mean in the context of business?
So, to me, sustainability in business means adopting practices that not only minimize harm to the environment, society, and the economy, but also create long term value for all stakeholders. It's about finding a balance between profit, people, and the planet. I like to think of it as a triple bottom line approach: financial, social, and environmental. A sustainable business is one that prioritizes all three, recognizing that they are interconnected and that success in one area depends on the others. For example, a company that reduces its carbon footprint not only helps the environment, but also saves on energy costs and enhances its reputation among customers and employees. Similarly, investing in employee development and well being can lead to increased productivity, retention, and innovation. Sustainability in business is not just a nice to have, it's a must have for long term success. It's about being responsible, adaptable, and innovative and creating value that's lasting, not just fleeting. What are your thoughts on this, Madab?
Yeah, you are right. And explain me that how can a business balance profitability with environmental responsibility?
You know, I think this is a common misconception that you have to choose between being profitable and being environmentally responsible. But in reality, the two can go hand in hand. For example, let's take a company that's producing sustainable products, like reusable water bottles or solar panels. Not only are they reducing waste and carbon emissions, but they're also tapping into a growing market demand for eco friendly products. This can lead to increased sales and revenue, which can actually improve their bottom line. Another example is a company that's investing in energy efficient technologies, like LED lighting or renewable energy sources. Not only are they reducing their carbon footprint, but they're also saving on energy costs, which can help increase their profitability. It's all about finding creative solutions that benefit both the business and the environment. This can include things like implementing circular business models that reduce waste and promote recyclability, investing in sustainable supply chains that source materials responsibly, creating products or services that help customers reduce their own environmental impact, using data and analytics to identify areas for energy and resource efficiency improvements. And it's not just about the financial benefits. Companies that prioritize environmental responsibility often see benefits in terms of brand reputation, employee engagement, and customer loyalty. When customers see that a company is committed to doing good, they are more likely to become loyal advocates for that brand. So it's not a trade off between profitability and environmental responsibility. It's a win win. What do you think, Madab? Have you seen any businesses that are successfully balancing profitability with environmental responsibility?
Okay, so now explain me that what are the key principles of sustainable business practices?
Based on my experience and knowledge, I'd say that there are several key principles of sustainable business practices that are essential for companies to adopt. Here are some of the most important ones. 1. Integrate sustainability into your business model. Sustainability should be embedded into every aspect of the business from product design to supply chain management, marketing, and customer engagement. 2. Take a long term view. Sustainable businesses prioritize long term success over short term gains. They invest in initiatives that may take years to yield returns, but that ultimately benefit the environment and society. 3. Adopt a triple bottom line approach. As I mentioned earlier, a sustainable business measures success not just by financial performance but also by its social and environmental impact. 4. Use sustainable materials and resources. Businesses should strive to use renewable energy sources, reduce waste, and promote recyclability in their products and operations. 5. Engage stakeholders and foster transparency. Sustainable businesses engage with stakeholders, including customers, employees, suppliers, and the wider community, to understand their concerns and expectations. They also prioritize transparency in their operations and reporting. 6. Innovate and continuously improve. Sustainable businesses are constantly looking for new ways to innovate and improve their processes, products, and services to reduce their environmental impact. 7. Respect human rights and fair labor practices. Businesses should uphold the highest standards of human rights and fair labor practices in their operations and supply chains. 8. Promote sustainable consumption and production. Sustainable businesses encourage customers to adopt sustainable behaviors and promote sustainable consumption patterns. 9. Measure and report performance. Businesses should set clear sustainability goals, measure their progress, and report on their performance to stakeholders. 10. Embed sustainability into leadership and culture. Sustainability should be a core part of a company's leadership and culture, with clear accountability and ownership from top executives down to the front lines. By adopting these principles, businesses can ensure that they are creating value for both people and the planet, while also driving long-term success and profitability. Madab, do you think any of these principles stand out to you, or are there any others that you think are particularly important?
Yeah, the points that you describe all are important, and you are right. So, yeah, maybe the point that you described is a very important point. So, now explain me that why is sustainability important for long term business success?
I'm glad we're on the same page, Madab. So, why is sustainability important for long-term business success? Well, I'd argue that it's essential for several reasons. 1. Risk management. Sustainability helps businesses manage risks associated with environmental degradation, social inequality, and regulatory changes. By addressing these risks, companies can avoid costly lawsuits, reputational damage, and disruptions to their operations. 2. Brand reputation and loyalty. Sustainable businesses are more likely to build trust and loyalty with their customers, employees, and stakeholders. This can lead to increased brand value, customer retention, and positive word of mouth. 3. Cost savings. Sustainable practices can lead to significant cost savings through reduced energy consumption, waste reduction, and efficient supply chain management. 4. Access to new markets and customers. Sustainable businesses can tap into growing markets and customer segments that prioritize environmentally friendly and socially responsible products and services. 5. Compliance with regulations. Sustainability helps businesses comply with evolving regulations and standards related to environmental and social issues. This can reduce the risk of non compliance and associated penalties. 6. Innovation and competitive advantage. Sustainable businesses are more likely to innovate and develop new products, services, and business models that address environmental and social challenges. This can lead to a competitive advantage in the market. 7. Attracting and retaining talent. Sustainable businesses are more attractive to top talent, who prioritize working for companies that share their values and contribute to a better future. 8. Long term thinking. Sustainability encourages businesses to think long term rather than just focusing on short term gains. This can lead to more strategic decision making and a greater sense of purpose. 9. Supply chain resilience. Sustainable businesses are more likely to have resilient supply chains that can withstand disruptions and changing market conditions. 10. Contribution to a better future. Finally, sustainability is important because it allows businesses to contribute to a better future for all stakeholders, including the environment, society, and future generations. By prioritizing sustainability, businesses can ensure long-term success, profitability, and positive impact on the world. Madhub, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think sustainability is essential for long-term business success?
Yes, it's very important. Now explain me that how can business measure their environmental impact?
Estimating environmental impact is a crucial step for businesses to understand their sustainability performance and identify areas for improvement. There are several ways to estimate environmental impact, but here are some common methods. 1. Life cycle assessment (LCA). LCA is a method that assesses the environmental impacts of a product or service throughout its entire life cycle, from raw material extraction to end-of-life disposal or recycling. 2. Carbon footprint analysis. This method measures the greenhouse gas emissions associated with a company's operations, supply chain, and products. 3. Water footprint analysis. This method measures the amount of water used and impacted by a company's operations, supply chain, and products. 4. Environmental Management System (EMS). An EMS is a framework that helps companies manage their environmental impacts and improve their sustainability performance. 5. Benchmarking. Benchmarking involves comparing a company's environmental performance to industry averages, best practices, or regulatory requirements. 6. Supply chain mapping. This method involves mapping a company's supply chain to identify potential environmental impacts and areas for improvement. 7. Materiality assessment. This method involves assessing the environmental, social, and economic impacts of a company's products, services, and operations to identify the most relevant and significant issues. 8. Science-based targets (SBT). SBT involves setting greenhouse gas reduction targets based on scientific research and aligning them with the Paris Agreement. 9. Environmental accounting. This method involves integrating environmental costs and benefits into a company's financial accounts to provide a more comprehensive picture of its sustainability performance. 10. Stakeholder engagement. Engaging with stakeholders, including employees, customers, suppliers, and NGOs, can provide valuable insights into a company's environmental impacts and help identify areas for improvement. By using these methods, businesses can estimate their environmental impact, identify areas for improvement, and develop strategies to reduce their footprint. Madhub, have you used any of these methods to estimate environmental impact in your work or studies?
Okay, so now explain me that what role does corporate social responsibility (CSR) play in sustainability?
CSR plays a vital role in sustainability. Madhub. Corporate social responsibility (CSR) refers to a company's voluntary efforts to improve social, environmental, and economic impacts outside of its regulatory requirements. CSR is often seen as a way for companies to demonstrate their commitment to sustainability and responsible business practices. 1. Addressing social and environmental challenges. CSR enables companies to address social and environmental challenges that are relevant to their business, such as poverty, inequality, climate change, and human rights. 2. CSR helps companies build trust and reputation with stakeholders, including customers, employees, investors, and communities. 3. CSR encourages companies to evaluate and improve their supply chains, ensuring that they are operating responsibly and sustainably. 4. Enhancing transparency and accountability. CSR promotes transparency and accountability in business operations, helping companies to identify and address potential sustainability risks. 5. CSR can drive innovation and collaboration among companies, governments, and civil society organizations to address complex sustainability challenges. 6. Supporting sustainable development goals. CSR can help companies contribute to the achievement of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which aim to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure peace and prosperity for all. 7. CSR can help companies mitigate business risks, such as reputational damage, regulatory risks, and operational disruptions. 1. Focuses on environment. environmental issues such as reducing carbon footprint, waste management, and conservation. 2. Focuses on social issues such as labor practices, human rights, and community development. 3. Involves donating to charitable causes, sponsorships, and volunteering. 4. Focuses on economic development such as job creation, economic growth, and financial inclusion. Integration of CSR into business strategy. To be effective, CSR should be integrated into a company's overall business strategy rather than being a separate initiative. This involves 1. Aligning CSR efforts with business goals and sustainability priorities. 2. Identifying the most relevant social, environmental, and economic issues that impact the business. 3. Creating a comprehensive CSR strategy that addresses material issues and aligns with business goals. 4. Implementing CSR initiatives and monitoring progress. Madeb, do you think CSR has a significant role to play in promoting sustainability in business, or do you think it's just a publicity stunt for some companies?
Okay, so now explain me that what are the primary challenges business facing when trying to implement sustainable practices?
Madeb, that's a great question. When it comes to implementing sustainable practices, businesses often face several challenges. Here are some of the primary ones. 1. Cost and financial constraints. Implementing sustainable practices can be costly, and many businesses may not have the financial resources to invest in sustainability initiatives. 2. Lack of awareness and education. Some businesses may not be aware of the benefits of sustainable practices or may not have the necessary knowledge and skills to implement them effectively. 3. Competing priorities. Businesses often have competing priorities, such as meeting short-term financial goals, and may not see sustainability as a key priority. 4. Regulatory uncertainty. Businesses may be uncertain about the regulatory landscape and may not know what sustainability regulations will be enacted in the future. 5. Supply chain complexity. Businesses may have complex global supply chains, making it difficult to implement sustainable practices across the entire supply chain. 6. Limited access to technology and resources. Some businesses may not have access to the technology and resources needed to implement sustainable practices. 7. Cultural and behavioral barriers. Changing the culture and behavior of a business to prioritize sustainability can be a significant challenge. 8. Measuring and reporting sustainability performance. Businesses may struggle to measure and report their sustainability performance in a way that is transparent and credible. 9. Stakeholder expectations. Businesses may face conflicting expectations from different stakeholders, such as investors, customers, and employees, which can make it difficult to implement sustainable practices. 10. Trade-offs between sustainability and other business goals. Businesses may need to make trade-offs between sustainability and other business goals, such as profitability and growth. 11. Lack of standardization. There is currently a lack of standardization in sustainability practices, which can make it difficult for businesses to know what to do and how to report their sustainability performance. 12. Climate change and environmental uncertainty. Businesses may be uncertain about how to respond to the challenges of climate change and environmental uncertainty. Madeb, do you think these challenges are insurmountable, or are there ways that businesses can overcome them and still implement sustainable practices?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, Madeb.
Okay, so let's move to the
How are
next
you
question
doing
and now
today?
explain me that
We were
how
just
does a business carbon footprint affect its overall
discussing the
sustainability?
challenges businesses face when implementing sustainable practices. Would you like to continue that conversation or switch to something else? Made up, a business's carbon footprint plays a significant role in its overall sustainability. A carbon footprint refers to the total amount of greenhouse gas GHG emissions produced by a business's operations, supply chain, and products. 1. Greenhouse gas emissions, such as carbon dioxide and methane, contribute to climate change, which is one of the most pressing environmental issues of our time. 2. A large carbon footprint can lead to environmental degradation, including air and water pollution, deforestation, and loss of biodiversity. 3. A business's carbon footprint can impact its reputation and brand image as consumers increasingly demand environmentally responsible practices. 4. Businesses may face regulatory requirements to reduce their carbon footprint, and non-compliance can result in fines and penalties. 5. Reducing a carbon footprint can lead to cost savings as businesses become more energy efficient and reduce waste. 6. A business's carbon footprint can impact its supply chain resilience, as suppliers may be affected by climate-related disruptions. 7. A business's carbon footprint can influence investor confidence as investors increasingly consider environmental, social, and governance (ESG) factors when making investment decisions. 1. Transitioning to renewable energy sources such as solar and wind power can significantly reduce a business's carbon footprint. 2. Implementing energy-efficient practices such as LED lighting and energy-efficient equipment can reduce energy consumption. 3. Implementing sustainable supply chain practices such as reducing transportation emissions and sourcing materials from sustainable suppliers can reduce a business's carbon footprint. 4. Implementing waste reduction and recycling programs can help minimize waste and reduce a business's carbon footprint. 5. Purchasing carbon offsets can help businesses offset their emissions and reduce their carbon footprint. 1. Reducing a carbon footprint can improve a business's brand image and increase customer loyalty. 2. Reducing energy consumption and waste can lead to significant cost savings. 3. Implementing sustainable practices can increase efficiency and productivity. 4. Reducing a carbon footprint can ensure regulatory compliance and avoid fines and penalties. 5. Businesses that reduce their carbon footprint can gain a competitive advantage in the market. Madhub, do you think reducing a business's carbon footprint is essential for its long-term sustainability, or are there other factors that are more important?
Okay, so explain me that what is the triple bottom line, people, planet, profit, and why is it significant?
Madhub, the triple bottom line TBL is a fantastic concept that's all about redefining the way businesses think about success. Traditionally, businesses have focused on just one bottom line, profit. But the TBL approach says that's not enough. It's not just about making money. It's about also considering the impact on people and the planet. 1. This bottom line looks at how a business affects its stakeholders, including employees, customers, suppliers, and the wider community. It considers factors like labor practices, human rights, community engagement, and diversity and inclusion. 2. This bottom line examines a business's environmental impact, including its carbon footprint, resource usage, waste management, and pollution. It looks at how the business uses natural resources, how it mitigates climate change, and how it protects biodiversity. 3. This bottom line is the traditional financial focus of business. It looks at the business's financial performance, including revenue, profits, and shareholder value. Significance of the triple bottom line. 1. The TBL approach recognizes that business success is not just about financial performance but also about social and environmental impact. 2. By considering the impact on people and the planet, businesses are encouraged to take a long-term view, rather than just focusing on short-term gains. 3. The TBL approach promotes transparency and accountability as businesses are expected to report on their social and environmental performance as well as their financial performance. 4. By prioritizing social and environmental responsibility, businesses can enhance their reputation and build trust with stakeholders. 5. The TBL approach helps businesses make more informed decisions by considering the full range of impacts, rather than just financial returns. 6. By addressing social and environmental issues, businesses can mitigate risks and reduce the likelihood of negative impacts on their reputation and bottom line. 7. The TBL approach encourages businesses to think creatively about solutions that benefit both people and the planet, leading to innovative and sustainable products and services. 1. The outdoor clothing brand prioritizes environmental sustainability using recycled materials and promoting fair labor practices. 2. The consumer goods company has set ambitious targets to reduce its environmental impact, including reducing greenhouse gas emissions and waste. 3. The B Corp certification recognizes businesses that meet rigorous standards for social and environmental responsibility, transparency, and accountability. Madib, do you think the triple bottom line approach is the future of business or is it just a trend?
Okay, so everyone, this is our interview. Maybe enjoy if you enjoy, so hit the like button. We will meet in the next episode of Inspiring Minds with another guest. Take care of yourself and Allah Hafiz.